What's going on, everybody? You know who it is. This is Austin with Austin Smith Real Estate. Today I wanted to talk about a very popular topic that I think if one is able to execute, it can literally change their life. And it's a strategy on buying rental properties known as house hacking. And investors use this term pretty often. And investors understand what it is, but what is house hacking? House hacking is the process of buying a multifamily unit, whether 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, living in one unit, renting out the rest. House hack. But that's obviously this is the first time that we're actually applying a name to it. Outside of that, it's nothing different than what people have already normally done over time, which is just buying a multifamily and just renting out all the units, living for free. However, house hacking is then going from that particular situation and then buying another multifamily and then another multifamily and another multifamily. And hacking your way through these homes and then building wealth, building passive income, everything like that. So this is probably the strategy that's closely marked to mine of what I like to do and what me and my wife are currently doing as a team. The reason why I love house hacking, especially with a partner, and you'll hear me say this over and over again, when you have a partner house hacking, you're now able to, one, limit your risk, just as far as investing in general, two, increase the purchase power by being able to buy multiple properties, and then three, taking advantage of your low down payment options when it comes down to FHA or conventional. So here we go. First, step number one. We'll do the steps to house hacking. Steps to house hacking. So, step number one. Step number one, buy your first crib. Buy the first. All the training videos out there, you've read all the information, you've listened to all the podcasts, you watched all the videos, it's over. It's done with that. Action time. Get on the search. Make it happen. Start putting things out there. Start putting offers out there. Let's get it happen. Let's make it happen. So get the first property. FHA is obviously always my favorite. 3.5% down, 2 to 4 units. It speaks for itself. Worst comes to worst, you can still do 5% conventional if you need to be a little bit more competitive, like in multiple offers or in a hot market. But still, 5% your low down payment option. Now, if you're solo, if you're doing this thing solo, you buy the first one, you live in one of the units, you rent out the other units. Cool, no problem. If you're with a partner, now both of you are getting pre-approved to find out what you can get as far as, price-wise. And then from there, you both are going to split up. And you're going to buy each property in each individual's names. Now, obviously, it has to be a partner that you trust. You can figure out the semantics later, but take advantage of the opportunity by working together, teamwork, partnerships, put it together. So if it's solo, you buy the first one. Even if you're a team, one of you start the search to buy the first property. Let's say you buy that property FHA. So you use your FHA loan, 3.5% down. Cool. You get into the property, you rent out the other units. Either you're living extremely rent reduced or you're living for free, or the best of all, you're living for free and you're making a profit. Try to search for those types of deals. So FHA gets you into the first. Now, if you bought right, then you'll be able to refinance out of the FHA loan into a conventional loan and possibly give you the opportunity to go after another FHA loan. Trust me. And I've spoken to mortgage officers about this. I've checked with lending companies to make sure that you can do this. You can do this under certain circumstances, but you can do this. So you buy the first property. Let's say if you go into FHA, if you bought good, and if you have a little bit of equity in the property, then you will be able to refinance, basically convert that FHA loan into a conventional loan, right? So into the conventional loan, which may free up another FHA. I'll put a question mark and an asterisk because certain things have to be in play. They have to be an upgrade of some sort. Either it's a bigger home, either there's more square footage, either it's in a better school district, better area. You got to be able to convince the underwriter because obviously what they don't want are investors, right? Because these are owner-occupant loans. They don't want investors being able to stack up while taking advantage of the FHA loan. Now, obviously, that's nothing different than being an owner-occupied and being an investor because you can do that. You are still using that home as your primary occupancy. You are staying in that home. You can use the loan. That's how the banks make money. They want to lend on properties. They just want to make sure that their precious asset and their precious investment is going to get taken care of. Cool. As an investor, I'm going to take care of that for you. So open it up for another FHA. We'll see. Now, if you're solo, you're going after the second one. Buy the second. Like it's that simple, but one step at a time. So you buy the second. If you're your partner, y'all will actually be able to buy two at the same time. So you see how your purchasing power doubles when you're obviously with another partner or another individual, and you'll be able to go after the property, after two properties at the same time, as long as you have the funds for it, be able to go after the property two properties at the same time, while the solopreneur is only going after one property at that same time. So if you bought the second at the same time as you bought the first one, cool, because at this point your only job is to work on refinancing those loans. So if you bought right, maybe added value, maybe you made some improvements, maybe you increased the rents, maybe you paved the patio, like maybe you created a patio, maybe you've updated the kitchen, finished basement, whatever it is. If you're able to add value, then the equity will rise, and then you'll be able to convert that into a conventional loan. You can also just buy extremely right in a rising market, and you can have the equity when you buy. That happens plenty of times. So you'll have that opportunity. So your only job will be to refinance out of those FHA loans into conventional. If you're the solopreneur, you've already refinanced the first one into conventional, you're moving on to the second one, buy the second property, and then at that point, you now have two properties in conventional loans. Now, here's the kicker, right? So, I won't even say a kicker, here's a bonus. It's much easier with FHA and with conventional 5% down, your low down payment options. It's much easier to start from a 4-family and then go down to a 3, down to a 2, and then eventually down to a 1. Which, to be honest with you, a lot of people are against single families. I will take full advantage of being able to use my FHA loan to purchase a property that somebody else is going to pay for. So although I would be in the single family, because me and my partner split it, one of us buys the single family with the FHA loan, and then the other one buys the single family, one to be rented out. Doesn't matter, because if you buy right, all it is about the numbers. Are there no single family investors out here? Like, come on. So if we have that opportunity, we might as well take advantage of it. Like I say all the time, could you imagine if Apple, Google, Uber, Cash Money Records, like, could you imagine if these companies were to be sold and put on sale, and all the investor or buyer had to do is put down 3.5%? Come on, FHA is giving us amazing opportunities. And the only thing that they want is to make sure that we pay the mortgage. If we pay the mortgage, they're happy. We keep our property, have this rental income coming in, we're happy. Win-win situation. Use the bank's money. They're out there giving it to you. So it's much easier to start from a 4 down to a 3, down to a 2, down to a 1. That is the best case scenario. Not going to say that you're going to be in a win-win situation. You're going to have to see. But obviously, for FHA and 5% conventional, the underwriter wants to see some type of upgrade. They want to see that you're not just bouncing from multifamily to multifamily. There has to be a good reason. So If buying a 4-family starting off, it's a much easier conversation to have with the underwriter when talking about your quality of living. First, like being able to live with less people, being able to live in a more stable environment where you don't have to worry about tenants. Maybe you're still buying in a different area, but you're moving down to a 3. Or maybe you're going from a 4 to a 2. But doesn't matter, like the how is just the simple fact that you're able to capitalize and start buying homes that cash flow positive. You want to run your numbers to make sure that when you're in the unit, how are the numbers producing? And then when you leave to go to the next property, how are those numbers going to be looking? If it's cash flowing positive nicely, then all good. Move on to the next one, move on to the next one. So you want to go somewhere in that succession. I bought a 2-family first. Don't make that mistake. If you can, try to go after a 3 or better. I did a 2, and at least for the upgrade, I'm struggling to trying to get a 3. I have had my mortgage officer tell me with this one particular property that I could qualify for it. It was in a much better neighborhood, a little bit over what I really wanted to pay for it. But it is possible, but I don't want to guarantee it. It's on a case-by-case basis, and it's on a lender-by-lender basis. So this is your hack, like this is your house hack strategy, the 2-step guide to a house hacking strategy, and then you just rinse and repeat over and over and over again, and as much as possible. And now you've taken the low down payment loan and have completely maximized its value over just a few years. And when you're thinking about it, even if you were to average $1,000 per property, right? If you average $1,000 per property, like that you're calculating or expecting when you move out, if you're expecting $1,000 a month, and say if you were able to do, you buy the 4-family, you buy the 3, you buy the 2, you buy the 1. That's the absolute best case scenario. But let's say that you did this across 3 properties. You did it for the 3-family, the 2-family, and the 1-family, right? So across the 3 properties, so you're looking at $3,000 a month, right? I don't know about where you live, all right? I'm in New Jersey. So this might, $3,000, I feel like anywhere can help anybody. So whether you're in New Jersey, where this could be rent, your car payment, student loan, and maybe like some extra spending cash, cool. Now that's paid for. Now all your active money is taken care of what? Investing in more properties. This is just you getting started. This is the easiest way, easiest way. You don't have to worry about raising private funds. You don't have to worry about contractors. You don't have to worry about finding, the diamond in the rough. You can do this buying retail, while it may or may not be the best decision because of people feeling like they're buying at the height of the market and they don't want the market to drop. But at the end of the day, even when the market drops, you're going to be buying in that market too. And that's what's known as dollar cost averaging. Buying at different points in the market so that way you can hit those highs and those lows to then create your average. But don't let a high market or a rising market deter you from buying. No, that's backwards, absolutely backwards. So $2,000 a month, that could change. That could change some things. Imagine if you're doing $3,000 a month and living for free. Much different story. That's where your lifestyle starts to change. Our first property changed our complete lifestyle of just not having to worry about a rent payment or a mortgage payment or just any type of living expense paid for it. And it's humbling, but it's definitely a lifestyle change. And it's so much easier. Your active money can be put to better use. So now we're stacking that active money as we continue to buy these properties. So $3,000 a month can definitely help. And you're just getting started. That's not including any other side deals that you would do where you're doing them more commercially, meaning You're either using private capital or private financing or hard money, or you're buying in a commercial loan, or you're doing it under an LLC. When you're in that realm, that you can buy, I don't want to say virtually as many as you want, but you kind of technically can, especially under an LLC. Under your personal name, which is what the FHA and the conventional loan are under, they're tied to your personal financial situation. You don't have that opportunity. Like it's a win-win. You can build off of there and just know that you're definitely going to be able to take care of over here. And that's where you get like the snowball effect. So have your eyes open. This is the steps to house hacking. It's just 2, 1, and 2. Get to it. There's ways to do it. It's not hard. You just have to stay diligent. Just stay diligent and get it done. Once you get the first deal, the second one's not far after, and then the third one's not far after that, and then the fourth, and the fifth, and then you're just doing deals. It becomes subconscious. You can't fail. You can't fail. The only reason that you fail is if you don't try. All right. House hacking. Austin Smith with Austin Smith Real Estate. I almost dropped that.